Yo, what is up, y'all? It's Cone back here again today with another video. Today, here with my March Madness bracket of the year. Last year, I did this video where I went through and made my March Madness bracket, and it was alright. I'm not a big college basketball guy. I mostly watch during the tournament and watch some of the top prospects here and there, but mainly I focus on the NBA, so my brackets aren't great. I don't think this one's going to be a masterpiece or anything, but I'm feeling decently confident making an alright bracket, but last year, I kind of just did my bracket and we were done with it. This year, I thought to put kind of a fun spin on it. So what I did was I went to Twitter and hosted a Twitter space. Twitter is in the description below if you want to go check that out. But I went on Twitter and I let anyone request to come up and speak in the Twitter space, and I let them make a couple picks in the bracket, and I let them build a Twitter March Madness bracket. So my goal in this video is to make a better bracket than the one that they made. And to be honest, I think I got it. I think I got this one in the bag. Maybe I'm a little too confident, but we'll go through their bracket and you'll kind of see why I'm confident. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and let's go and get into it. Starting off in the southern section of the bracket, my good friend Asher came up to the plate with the challenge of setting a good tone for this bracket, picking some good matchups and ultimately just kind of getting things started off on the right foot. And instead, Asher picked a 16 seed. Right off the bat, first matchup he had the choice in. He picked either Bryant or Wright State to beat Arizona, which we don't even know which one of those two teams is going to win, so very bold pick from him. In fact, he picked only upsets in that first round. Now following him up in also that second half of the southern section, Nick picked mostly favorites other than Loyola Chicago upsetting Ohio State, which could very well happen. It's a pretty close matchup, and so, the South was off to an interesting start. Next, we headed over to the Midwest Division, which was fairly normal thanks to Juan Toscano Anderson, up until, once again, another friend, Dre, came through, which you'll start to notice a trend when my friends come up. He picked Jacksonville State as a 15 seed to take up Jabari Smith's Auburn 2 seed in round 1, which is very bold, so we're off to a good start. Following up, another friend, Wayne, had a lot of faith in Norfolk State to beat Baylor, so another 16 seed taking down another 1 seed. So that's now 2 1 seeds if you're keeping track at home that went out in the first round. And if you're not familiar with college basketball history, that's only happened one time. So we're setting history in this Twitter bracket. You also had 13-seeded Akron taking out UCLA with Wayne, and he said he was doing it for LeBron, so, LeBron gets a shout-out there. Next, we had Anton, who had a pretty big upset as well with Jaden Ivey's Purdue, losing to Yale in the first round, but overall, it's nothing too crazy. Following up Anton was Drex, who picked all favorites, and then Joe, who picked a Rutgers and Davidson upset, which ended up somehow this being the most normal section of the bracket. As we proceeded on, we saw TCU, UAB, Tennessee, and Loyola Chicago advance out of the South courtesy of Slinky, and we saw Kansas, Iowa, Wisconsin, and Miami advance out of the Midwest. We had Norfolk State continue its Cinderella run to face Akron in a battle of what quickly became the Space's 2 favorite teams alongside Yale and Kentucky. And finally, you had Gonzaga, UConn, Texas Tech, and Duke advancing to the Sweet 16. So that's what we've got so far. Then Lonzo comes up and he had Miami taking out Iowa in the Elite 8, becoming our first rep in the Final Four. We had Dylan ending Norfolk State's run, heartbreaking, I know, at the hands of Akron. They had to pick a favorite child here, and Akron ended up coming out on top, but they then fell to Kentucky. Zach picked Tennessee to come out of the South, while Matt picked Gonzaga to come out of the West, ending Coach K's coaching career in the Sweet 16 to Texas Tech, who ended up falling to Gonzaga. So we had our Final Four, and Keita Bates-Diop had the difficult task of closing off the bracket, and he had a lot of confidence in Tennessee. He said, now I'm not a college basketball guy, like I said, so this is his take, that Tennessee could definitely be a 1 seed in his eyes, so he ended Miami's Cinderella run, having Tennessee move on to face Kentucky, who beat Texas Tech. In our national championship, we've got Tennessee, Kentucky, and he picked Tennessee to come out on top 77-71 in the national championship. So that's Twitter's bracket. And it would start off really weird with all the 16 seeds and winning and stuff like that. But, we ended up getting a pretty normal ending. And if Tennessee does go on to win, Twitter could very well win this challenge with me, because if I don't pick Tennessee to win, which I have not decided yet what I'm going to do because I haven't made the bracket as I'm recording this part, it's possible that Tennessee could pull it out, and you get a lot of points for picking who wins, so we'll see what I can do. So I put this bracket on my account on ESPN, and I'm going to go through now and pick my own bracket, and we'll see who comes out on top later. All right, here we are for me to pick my March Madness bracket. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. Like I said, I haven't watched a ton of college basketball, so I'm not going to overthink it. We're going to go with our gut and see what happens. Starting off over here in the West, I am going to pick Gonzaga. I'm not going to take any 1 seeds to lose. I feel like that's a little too risky going into this. I am going to pick Memphis to beat Boise State. They got Jalen Duren, who I like a lot as an OKC draft prospect. UConn versus New Mexico State is an interesting one. Because I know this is one that some people have picked as an upset. Let's see. We've got, and at least one number 12 seed has defeated a number 5 seed in 31 of 36 tournaments. I'm going to stick with UConn here. I do like UConn. I'm going to go with them. Arkansas versus Vermont. I know these 4-13 matchups, sometimes they are kind of unpredictable. At least one 13 seed has beaten a 4 seed in 26 of 36 tournaments. All right. So, I do feel like at least one is going to happen, but I don't know which one to pick. I'll take Arkansas for now. We might come back to that. Then Alabama. In the spaces, people loved Rutgers or Notre Dame, so maybe I should pick. I'll take an 11 seed. Whoever comes out of this one, I'll pick them. I know UCLA, I believe, was a first 4 team last year, I think, and they made it pretty far. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I know they made it pretty far as around an 11 seed. Then I will take Texas Tech. Let's go Davidson over Michigan State, and then I'll go Duke. Okay. So that's my West. I'll kind of just continue with this one, I guess. Gonzaga versus Memphis is going to be really good if it happens. This is one I really want to see. I do think Gonzaga will come out of it. I'm not going to bet against them. I'm going to pick UConn over Arkansas. I'm going to take Texas Tech, and I'm going to take Duke to have kind of a generic bracket over here on this side. I am going to take Gonzaga, and I am going to take Duke to come out of those 2 matchups. And I think I'm going to go Duke to come out of this section. I feel like if they're writing a good script, with this whole thing, I do think Coach K making it to at least the Final Four would make sense in terms of his legacy thing. And I do think his players are going to be going really hard for him. So I'm going to have Duke beating out Gonzaga to go to the Final Four. Over in the South, I'm going to pick Arizona to win. No question about that. I'll go with TCU. I'll pick another 9 seed. Houston versus UAB is an interesting one. Yeah, so let's see. Okay, so Houston is not a great free throw shooting team, but they're a great defensive team. UAB doesn't have a lot of size. They create a lot of turnovers. So it's a pretty big defensive matchup, I think. And if it's a defensive matchup, I think I'm going to go Houston, just because I trust the higher seed in those defensive matchups. I think typically when lower seeds win, it's those high-powered offenses that can drill a lot of threes. I'll take Illinois over Chattanooga. I know Michigan's a team that a lot of people didn't think should be in the tournament. Yeah, they had some ugly losses. 6-11 is it's interesting. I'll go Michigan. Michigan's a program. They've been here before. I'm going to have them upsetting. I'll go Tennessee. I'm going to take Loyola Chicago over Ohio State, and I'll take Villanova to beat Delaware. Okay, so then we'll have Arizona. I'll pick Houston. I'll have Tennessee, and I'll go Loyola. I'll kind of replicate what we saw in the Twitter bracket. I'll have Loyola being a Cinderella once again, but I am going to have Tennessee coming out of this section, and I am going to have Arizona winning here. So we've got a 1-3. Nothing too interesting so far, and I'm going to have Tennessee beating Arizona here. So no 1 seeds make it out so far. So first 2 Final Four teams are Duke and Tennessee. Moving over to the East, we'll have Baylor win. I will pick UNC. I'm going to go Indiana over St. Mary's. Is this where I want to pick the 13? No, I'll go UCLA. I think Johnny Juzang and them kind of have a good shot at that. I will pick Texas. I will pick Purdue. I will take San Francisco, and I'll take Kentucky in that first round. Then I'm going to go with Baylor. Do I want to have a Cinderella here? I feel like I need to have one. Let's go Indiana. Indiana is going to beat UCLA. That's what I'm going to go with. Then I'm going to have... or actually, is that a bad decision? That's probably a very bad decision. We'll go with it. I will have Purdue Jay Ivey squad beating Texas, and then we will have Kentucky coming out of this one. Baylor, I do think, will end Indiana's Cinderella run. We will pick Purdue, and I'm going to take Purdue with Jay Ivey to come out of this 1-3 matchup. I like Purdue a lot. I like Jay Ivey just as a prospect. And finally, going over to the Midwest, we've got Kansas. I'm going to take Creighton. I've taken almost all 9 seeds. We'll go 5-seeded Iowa in this one. We're going to pick South Dakota State to beat Providence. That's what we're going to go with. That's our 13 seed I think we're going to pick here. Yeah, you know what? Let's go South Dakota State. I like it. Let's pick Iowa State too. I'm going to go with a bunch of upsets in this one, I think. We'll take Wisconsin, we will take Miami, and we'll take Auburn. Jabari Smith is just going to be tough to bring out in that first round. Moving on, we're going to pick Kansas. I'm going to pick South Dakota State to, I think, make a run. Let's see. What does this matchup look like? Number 5 seeds are 16-3 versus 13 seeds. The only win for 13 seeds in that span since 2001 is in 2006. You know, so, I mean, to me, that just sounds like they're due, is what I'm hearing. We'll have Wisconsin beating Iowa State, and we'll have Auburn coming out of that one. Now we've got Wisconsin versus Auburn. I don't know a lot about Wisconsin, to be honest. Let's see. Yeah, the Tigers are one of the youngest teams. I'll go Wisconsin in this one, and has a 13 seed and a 1 seed ever matched up? Number 13s are 0-4 all time. Do I want to go all in on South Dakota State to take down Kansas? How crazy do I want to get with this? Would it be lame to have all like 1, 3, 2 seeds in the national championship? We'll go Kansas. We'll go Kansas. Maybe I'll change that. And then Wisconsin versus Kansas. Fun fact, I love when Wisconsin played Duke in that national championship game. I was so mad that Duke won. I don't even know why. I just really liked that Wisconsin team. That was back when they had like Frank Kaminsky on that squad. Let's see. Number 1 seed since 2007. I've won 13 of 16 meetings. How many 1-3s have I had? I've had a 1-3, a 1-2, a 1-3, and a 1-3. Am I going to pick another 3 seed? Do I really want to send Kansas? You know what, screw it. We're going to go South Dakota State, and we're going to have Wisconsin beating South Dakota State to go to the Final Four. That's what we're going to go with. So, in our Final Four, we've got Duke versus Purdue, and we've got Tennessee versus Wisconsin. So, I'm going to have Tennessee coming out of it, you know, emulating the Twitter bracket. They've really hyped up Tennessee for me. And I'm going to go with Duke. Duke makes it to the national championship in Coach K's last season, and as the script writers would love to see, Duke is going to win it all. We're going to go Duke to beat Tennessee. The final score of 69-60. We'll go 66. Tennessee misses a buzzer beater 3. Actually, we'll go 67. Misses a buzzer beater 3 to try and send it to or take the lead, win the national championship. They barely miss it, and Duke is my winner. So this is my bracket. This is the one I'm going with. I might make another one on the side when I actually spend more time on it, but off pure gut feelings, this is what I'm going with. So I'm going to submit these picks, and yeah, okay, there's my bracket. So let me know how you think I did. Like I said, I'm not a big college basketball guy, so I could have picked a lot of really bad decisions. So let me know in the comment section below, and let me know which bracket you like better. Do you like mine or do you like Twitter's? Let me know down below. I appreciate y'all watching, and I will see you all later. Rewind, say it back.